Hi. All right, this is Rachalea, is Smiley, and we're talking today about Parshas Vayakel and Parshas Bakude, the last two parshios of the entire Sefer of Shmos. And what I want to focus on is the interplay between the individual and the community, and what it means from the internal aspects of ourselves to be expressed in the external world, the external influencing the individual in relationship to the klal. And where do we find our place? So where do we find our space? And what exactly is happening at the culmination of this man, of this time, of this period as we close this particular sefer in Chumash? So there's a lot going on here, and specifically, it's the interplay between the Cheta Egel, because in Parshas Vayakel is when the Yidden miscalculated the time by which Moshe Rabbeinu, their leader, would be coming back down with the Luchos. And they got scared. And they felt bereft of their leader, of their connection to the transcendent, their connection to the divine. And they related to HaKadosh Baruch Hu in terms of this being of light that is so awesome and incredible and satiating, but only to the extent that it was transcendent above them. And they were desperate for an intermediary. They were desperate to make it tangible, eminent, real within their own lives. And they felt the only conduit to that access point was with Moshe Rabbeinu. They needed him. They felt they needed him to once again nurse from the light of the divine sustenance that their souls craved. And they got scared. And so in a panic, they built the Egel HaZahav. And what we know from the Egel HaZahav is that the women didn't participate. And I'd like to suggest a reason as to why. Because in the dual nature of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's experience, on our experience of the duality of Hashem, is that at times HaKadosh Baruch Hu is transcendent. He's Malkeinu. He's up there. Ineffable, the ineffable name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The unknowable, the intangible essence of the divine creator in our lives is somewhere above. And we search and we seek and we yearn to connect. And sometimes we can rise into those higher states of being and consciousness where maybe we could touch a taste of the divine energy pulsating inside of us in the most incredible ways. But more often than not, we need the eminence of Hashem. There's the transcendent component, the Kucha Brichu, the Malkeinu, and then there's the eminence of Hashem. That he's in the prat, he's in the details, he's in the right here, right now. The Shechina. That's the eminence of Hashem. And women are connected. They naturally are the embodiment of the feminine divine. You know, we just had the Chag of Purim, where we had the Shechina embodied by Esther Hamalkah, and we had Kucha Brichu, the divine masculine, embodied with Mordechai. And so much of what's happening in the Megillah and in the mitzvahs of Purim is making a yichud, making a beautiful synergistic merging of the divine feminine and the divine masculine in this world, so Hashem's presence can be fully manifest. Which is why we have two minim for the Mishlach Manos. One is for Esther and one is for Mordechai. And we're bringing them together, the transcendence of Hashem with the eminence of Hashem here in this world. And women are the feminine eminent component of the Kucha Brichu. We're the vessel for the Shechina to enter into the details of our lives. Women are the ones who are tasked with the mission to find Hashem while we form the matzah balls, while we make the meatballs for Yantiv, and peeling the vegetables for the chicken soup. We're the ones who are infusing that soup with love, nurturance, kindness, compassion, elements of refuah and amunah into the soup, into the challah dough. It goes. We're the eminence of Hashem in the prat of life while changing the diaper, connecting our consciousness to the beautiful creation and the capacity to be a co-creator in this world, and finding in the mundane the divine. We have that. Women have that already. So we didn't participate in the building of the Egel HaZahav, but the men were frantic. They needed it. They wanted it. They were craving it. And so they created this calf that was meant to be this experience of the eminence. And then what happened was they got lost in it, and it became an end unto itself. They began to worship actually the calf as divorced from the influx of the transcendent into the eminence of this world. It just became, what is this object? And that became the Avodah Zarah. And so the correction is, now we need a deep, deep, profound tikkun for this great chet. This was a great chet because we as Yidden, our entire purpose in this world is to be the conduit for the divine expression to manifest in this lowly world. We are the conduits that bring down divine eminence, divine transcendence into the world of eminence. Everything godly comes through the collective Yid. We sell ourselves short as Yidden, but who are we really? But nothing less than the ultimate base of Mikdash in the human form. Mikdash Ma'at, but collectively, we are the Mikdash. And so we mourn for the loss of the actual base of Mikdash, because that was when we were so formed and unified as a kahila. Each individual was healthy and whole in their expressions of who they were and what they contribute. What they contribute was rooted in the essence of their being, of who they are. And then from that high, holy, exalted being of knowing that I'm an eminent creator of God, now I can give. And collectively, when we do that together, we create a beautiful mizbeach, a mosaic that is nothing less than the base of Mikdash, the ultimate conduit for Hashem's presence in this world in physical space. And so what does Hashem do? He says, okay, you did a sin with the Chita Egel. You severed off the flow of divine light into this world. You negated your unique mission as a people of knowing, as the people to reveal the knowing of Hashem in this world. And so how do you get it back? You build a Mishkan. You build the Mishkan. You build the Mishkan in Zman, and you build the Mishkan in space. Before you build the Mishkan in space with the gold and silver and copper and your donations and the materials, Hashem first introduces Shabbos. Shabbos is the essential root of our being. We have to have this first. We have to have this before we can go do the doing of the building and the creating of the Mishkan during the 6 days of the week. But there needs to be this element of, I let go of I don't define myself by what I contribute. I don't define myself by my skills, goals, talents, abilities, or my doing in this world. All of that incredible doing and individual creativity and talent is sourced and rooted first, Hashem says, in your being. And who is your being? Your being is just an open space for the divine to flow through you. You're a creator. You're a child of God. Be that first. And in that space of clean being, there's a level of unity that is so essential for the building of the base of Mikdash. It's the grand equalizer. In the world of being, we're all children of Hashem, no better and no less. It isn't until we enter into the world of doing that all the elements of hierarchy come into place. And when you think about it, hierarchical models, that's the masculine. The feminine is the circle of equality. And in a circular consciousness, everyone is equidistant from the center. We're all equidistant from HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the world of Shabbos and Shabbos consciousness. And in the area of the base of Mikdash of Zman, where we let go of the doing, when we subsist in the world and the land and the realm of being. In this place of being, there's just infinite light. We dissolve and merge into the space of oneness of Hashem, and we delight in that place, and we fuel and we fill and we reconnect to our essential essence that is holy and rooted and grounded in the divine. And only from there, Only with Shabbos first can we now go burst forth onto the scene, contributing all of our individual talents and goals and missions. And the individuality is important, says Hashem in the creating of the Mishkan. Your individual unique abilities and talents are critical. They matter. And yet they only matter to the extent that you're rooted in Shabbos, that you're rooted in the essential being of your soul, which is equalized with everybody. No better, no worse. We're all equidistant from Hashem in this combination of the divine feminine, of the being, of the internality that defines you, with the masculines. And now we can go out and do. We can go be something in the world and contribute our qualities and our abilities and what we got good at. We can go do that in the world. And once we have this nice, beautiful, pulsating, synergistic movement between the feminine and the masculine, the being and the doing, Shabbos and the creating of the Mishkan, these two are interconnected and intertwined such that Shabbos, you refrain from all of the things that you would be doing to actually build the Mishkan. They're interconnected, they're intimately connected. And as we begin to value and understand and live with boast at their highest pinnacle of manifestation, do we become the ultimate conduit of individual, healthy, prat, and collective klal of a unity, of ke'ish echad b'lev echad, that we create the internal and the external harmony and balance to draw forth the divine into this world, to light it up. And we each have our part. You have your Nekudas Tovos. Know them. Ground them in Shabbos. As you know that your sense of self is defined as a child of God, as a daughter of Hashem, as a son of Hashem. We are children of the divine, and that's who we are in our essence. And now our individuality, once that's established, can manifest. Not the other way around. The other way around leaves you bitter, exhausted, self-conscious, feeling worthless. Because sometimes some people are better at things than we are. You know, they might have more money, more yichus, more beauty, more smarts, more talents, more abilities. And in the world of doing, there's hierarchy. And if I define myself, if I leave it there in the world of doing, in the world of Mishkan consciousness alone without Shabbos, then I'm missing the root. I'm missing the pipeline, the fuel, the energy that gives birth to all of that doing, where I know that at my core, I'm incredible because I'm in the image of Hashem. And that's all that matters, and I can rest into that. Let go. Let go of all the comparisons and just be who you be. Be the being and then go do the doing. Be in Shabbos and then go out there and create something amazing. Go create the Mishkan, create the home for Hashem with the silver and the gold and the architecture and the artistry and the musicians and everything that you have. And then come back. And that movement and the divine feminine and the divine masculine, that's what we're going for within ourselves and within a community. And as we do this, we emerge from the slave mentality of Mitzrayim. We emerge free, we emerge whole, we emerge as the true conduits for Hashem's light in this world that we were always meant to be. And Emir Hashem will do it again. We're doing it. So chazak, vanis hazek, and we culminate the entire Sefer of Shemos. Have a beautiful week and a beautiful Shabbos.